Here are your listening activities for Lesson 1. To do these, you need to have your workbook out and in front of you and be playing the video at the same time. The images in the video are just to help you make sure you're keeping track of where you're supposed to be. So you're going to go ahead and write in your workbook because you've purchased your workbook and your workbook belongs to you. Even if you didn't purchase your workbook, the school purchased the workbook for you.
Discovering French, CD 5. Discovering French Nouveau, Bleu, by Jean-Paul and Rebecca Valette. Copyright by McDougall Littell Incorporated. All rights reserved. Unité 1. Faisons connaissance. Leçon 1. Bonjour. Vidéo-scène A. La rentrée. Section 1. Je m'appelle A. Compréhension orale. Listening comprehension. Listen as the following people introduce themselves. In your workbook, circle the letter of the name you hear. Modèle.
Je m'appelle François. Je m'appelle François.
You would circle A. François. 1.
Je m'appelle Nathalie.
2.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Cécile.
3. Je m'appelle Jean-Paul. 4.
Je m'appelle Juliette.
Now check your work. You should have circled 1A, 2B, 3B, and 4B. B. Compréhension orale. Listening comprehension. You will hear various boys and girls introducing themselves. Listen carefully as each one gives his or her name. Circle the names as you hear them.
Je m'appelle Céline.
Je m'appelle Marc.
Je m'appelle Charlotte.
Je m'appelle David.
Je m'appelle Pauline.
Je m'appelle Philippe.
Je m'appelle Monique.
Je m'appelle Guillaume.
Section 2. L'alphabet.
All right, the answers to that one, here you go. Here are the names you should have circled. David, Guillaume, Marc, Philippe, Céline, Charlotte, Monique, and Pauline.
Section 2. L'alphabet. C. Écoutez et répétez. Listen and repeat.
A. B. C. D. E. F. G. H. I. J. K. L. M. N. O P Q R S T U V W X Y Z.
D. Écoutez et écrivez. Listen and write. Write out the names of the following people as you hear them spelled. 1.
Je m'appelle Marc. M-A-R-C. M-A-R-C.
2.
Je m'appelle Sophie. S-O-P-H-I-E. S-O-P-H-I-E.
3.
Je m'appelle Thomas. T-H-O-M-A-S. T-H-O-M-A-S.
4.
Je m'appelle Suzanne. S-U-Z-A-N-N-E. S-U-Z-A-N-N-E.
5.
Je m'appelle Claire. C-L-A-I-R-E. C-L-A-I-R-E.
Section 3. Liste.
All right, so here are the corrections. Mark, M-A-R-C. Sophie, S-O-P-H-I-E. Thomas, T-H-O-M-A-S. Suzanne, S-U-Z-A-N-N-E. And Claire, C-L-A-I-R-E. We are going to skip part E and part F, so we're going to go straight to part G.
No. F. Écoutez et écrivez. Listen and write. Section 4. Les nombres de 0 à 10. G. Écoutez et répétez. Listen and repeat.
0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10
H. Écoutez et écrivez. Listen and write. You will hear a series of numbers. Write the corresponding digits. Modèle.
8
You should have written the number 8. Écoutez. Let's begin.
A 5 B 6 C 3 D 0 E 10 F 8 G 7 H 1 I 9 J 5 K 2
Now check your answers. You should have written the following numbers: A5, B6, C3, D0, E10, F8, G7, H1, I9, J5, K2. Section 5. Dictée. 1. Écoutez et écrivez. Listen and write. You will hear a short dialogue spoken twice. First, listen carefully to what the people are saying. The second time you hear the dialogue, fill in the missing words. Écoutez.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Thomas. Et toi?
Moi, je m'appelle Céline.
Listen again and fill in the missing words.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Thomas. Et toi?
Moi, je m'appelle Céline.
The trick to doing these is repeating what you hear over and over in your head. Here are the answers. We have bonjour, je m'appelle Thomas, et toi? Moi, je m'appelle Céline. Translating this, we have hello, my name is Thomas, and you? Me, my name is Céline. You will now need to turn in your workbook to page 5.
Unité 1. Faisons connaissance. Leçon 1. Bonjour. Vidéoscène B. Tu es français? Section 1. Quelle nationalité? A. Compréhension orale. Listening comprehension. You will hear a journalist talking to members of the International Student Club. Listen as he asks about each person's nationality and decide whether he is talking to a boy or a girl. Mark the appropriate column in your workbook. Listen to the model. Modèle.
Tu es anglaise? Tu es anglaise?
Anglaise means the journalist is talking to a girl. You would mark column B.
So again, just kind of a reminder, so you're listening carefully for that difference in pronunciation, right? So you should mark column A if you hear français, anglais, américain, canadien. You should mark column B if you hear the feminine forms of those adjectives. So française, anglaise, américaine, canadienne. Okay, if you hear the feminine forms, you mark row B. So you're listening carefully for the difference between the masculine and feminine forms of the adjectives.
Also, let's begin.
1. Tu es américain? Tu es américain? 2. Tu es canadienne? Tu es canadienne? 3. Tu es française? Tu es française? 4. Tu es anglais? Tu es anglais? 5. Tu es américaine? Tu es américaine? 6. Tu es français? Tu es français? 7. Tu es anglaise? Tu es anglaise? 8. Tu es canadien? Tu es canadien?
You should have marked column A for items 1, 4, 6, and 8. You should have marked column B for items 2, 3, 5, and 7. B. Compréhension orale. Now you will hear short dialogues between the journalist and the students. Listen to each dialogue carefully and indicate the nationality of the student by checking the appropriate box. Commençons.
So this time again, you're listening for the nationalities. So this time it doesn't matter if they're masculine or feminine. You're just listening for the nationalities to identify whether it's French, English, American, or Canadian. So for French, again, you're listening for français or française. For British, anglais or anglaise. For the United States, America, américaine. And for Canada, Canadien, canadienne.
Let's begin.
1. Tu es Canadien?
Oui, je suis Canadien.
2. Tu es Canadienne?
Non, je suis américaine.
3. Tu es Française?
Oui, je suis de Paris.
4. Tu es Anglais?
Non, je suis de Toronto, je suis Canadien.
5. Tu es Américaine?
Non, je suis anglaise. Je suis de Manchester.
6. Tu es Français?
Non, je suis anglais. Now check your work. You should have marked 1D, 2C, 3A, 4D, 5B, and 6B. Section 2. Les nombres de 10 à 20. C. Écoutez et répétez. Listen and repeat.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
D. Écoutez et écrivez. Listen and write. Write each soccer player's number on his jersey. Modèle.
Philippe, numéro 10.
You would write 10 on Philippe's jersey.
Paul, numéro 13. François, numéro 15. Marc, numéro 4. Jérôme, numéro 18. Jean-Michel, numéro 11. Frédéric, numéro 12. Patrick, numéro 17. Robert, numéro 20. Thomas, numéro 6.
Now check your answers. Paul, 13. François, 15. Marc, 4. Jérôme, 18. Jean-Michel, 11. Frédéric, 12. Patrick, 17. Robert, 20. Thomas, 6. Section 3. Dictée. E. Écoutez et écrivez. You will hear a short dialogue spoken twice. First, listen carefully to what the people are saying. The second time you hear the dialogue, fill in the missing words. Écoutez.
Tu es française ou anglaise?
Je suis américaine.
Moi aussi.
Listen again and fill in the missing words.
Tu es française ou anglaise?
Je suis américaine.
Moi aussi.
All right, here's the key. So we have tu es française ou anglaise, je suis américaine, moi aussi. In the first line, remember, we do have a boy talking, but he uses the feminine forms because he's talking to a girl. Okay? So we know they're feminine because, again, we see these E's. We know a girl's talking here because we have that E. What is this saying? This is asking, are you French or English? I am American. Me too. So now you will need to turn in your textbook to page or workbook to page 9.
Unité 1. Faisons connaissance. Leçon 1. Bonjour. Vidéo scène C. Salut, ça va? Section 1. Salutations. A. Compréhension orale. You will hear various people talking to someone else. Listen carefully to determine whether that person is speaking to a teenager or to an adult, and check the appropriate column in your workbook. Listen to the model. Modèle.
Au revoir, madame.
The person is speaking formally to a woman. You should mark column B. Commençons. Let's begin. 1.
Bonjour, mademoiselle.
2.
Salut, Caroline.
3.
Comment allez-vous?
4.
Au revoir, monsieur.
5.
Comment vas-tu?
6. Ça va, Thomas? Now check your work. You should have marked column A for items 2, 5, and 6. You should have marked column B for items 1, 3, and 4. Section 2. Ça va? B. Compréhension orale. In France, when someone asks you how you feel, you can answer with one of the following responses.
Ça va bien.
Ça va très bien. Ça va comme ci, comme ça.
Ça va mal.
Ça va très mal.
You will hear various pairs of people greet each other. Listen to how each person responds to the question, ça va? And write the number of the dialogue under the corresponding picture. Commençons. Let's begin. Dialogue 1.
Ça va?
Oui, ça va très bien.
Dialogue 2.
Ça va?
Oui, merci. Ça va bien.
Dialogue 3.
Ça va?
Ça va comme ci, comme ça.
Dialogue 4.
Zut!
Ça va?
Non, ça va très mal.
Dialogue 5.
Ça va?
Non, ça va mal.
Now check your answers. You should have marked A2, B1, C3, D5, and E4. C. Questions et réponses. Now it's your turn to speak. You'll see pictures of certain situations. Imagine you're the person pictured. How would you respond to the question, ça va? Give your answer and listen to the response on the recording. Modèle.
Ça va?
Ça va comme ci, comme ça.
1.
Ça va?
Ça va très bien. 2.
Ça va?
Non, ça va très mal. 3.
Ça va? Ça va très bien.
4.
Ça va?
Non, ça va mal. 5.
Ça va? Ça va très bien.
6.
Ça va?
Non, ça va mal.
Here are those answers again for you. Again, that was a speaking one, not a writing one. So this is just to give you a chance to look at them again.
Section 3. Les nombres de 20 à 60. D. Écoutez et répétez. Listen and repeat.
20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 40, 41, 42, 44, 45, 46, 50, 51, 57, 58, 59, 60.
E. Écoutez et écrivez. Listen and write. You will hear several French phone numbers. In France, phone numbers are always given 2 digits at a time. Write the numbers in the space provided. Each number will be read twice.
So you'll see I've kind of noted for you that this is a pretty tough one. So what they're talking about here is, for example, the school's phone number, when we give it, we would give it as 989-967-2100. In France, though, they would say it's 98-99-67-2100. So that's what they're going to do. They're going to stick with numbers from 0 to 20, or no, 0 to 60, okay? Because those are the numbers that you've learned. And they're going to read it, the whole thing, and then they'll repeat it. So they'd say, like, school, 98, 99, 67, 21, 00. 98, 99, 67, 21, 00. So they will repeat it, but they're going to read all 5 numbers and then repeat all 5 numbers. This is a tough one. If you can get 10, which is about half of them, you're doing pretty good. Don't get frustrated if you get stuck. Just kind of keep going and move on, and be ready for the next number.
Commençons. Let's begin.
Thomas, 03, 22, 35, 17, 40. 03, 22, 35, 17, 40. Caroline, 05, 53, 16, 34, 09. 05, 53, 16, 34, 09. Mathieu, 04 47 60 21 55 04 47 60 21 55 Stéphanie 02 27 11 34 12 02 27 11 34 12
Now check your answers. Thomas 03 22 35 17 40. Caroline 05 53 16 34 09. Mathieu 04 47 60 21 55. Stéphanie 02 27 11 34 12. Section 4. Dictée. F. Écoutez et écrivez. You will hear a short dialogue spoken twice. First, listen carefully to what the people are saying. The second time you hear the dialogue, fill in the missing words. Écoutez.
Salut, ça va?
Oui, merci. Ça va très bien. Et toi?
Ça va mal.
Listen again and fill in the missing words.
Salut, ça va?
Oui, merci. Ça va très bien. Et toi?
Ça va mal.
All right, here's the key for that. So we have salut, ça va, oh oui, merci, ça va bien, ça va très bien, et toi, ça va mal. So again, kind of going through what this is saying, it's saying hi, how are you? Yes, thanks, I'm very good, and you? I'm bad. So that brings us to your homework assignment. And again, you should be looking at those pages now as I'm going to go over specific directions. So if you're looking at workbook page 3, exercise number 1, Au Club International, all you have to do with this one is identify which 3 boys' names and which 3 girls' names are French. Write the boys' names under the picture of the boy and the girls' names underneath the picture of the girl. On the next page, page number 4, it asks you to put numbers in the boxes and then write out on the lines the words for the numbers. Okay, so this is about practicing learning how to spell the numbers. You can make up numbers. They don't have to be real actual numbers, but you should have numbers. And then on the lines, you should have the words for the numbers. Part 3, Communication en français. Basically, you're kind of writing what it says there. So in number 1, it says say hello. So you're going to write the word for hello in the blank. So you'd write bonjour. Turning to page 7, exercise 1, présentation. Again, these people are introducing themselves. You need to write their nationalities. So you're writing nationalities in the blank. So either français or française, anglais, anglaise, américain, américaine, canadien, canadienne. Again, you're paying attention to whether it's a male or a female and making sure you're putting the correct form, right? The masculine or feminine form of those nationalities. You can tell what nationality they are by the flag that is behind them. On page 8, exercise 2, les maths. Write out the answers to the following arithmetic problems. You're writing out what the answer is in words. Number 3, communication en français. Again, this is like that other one. You're translating, kind of writing what it says. So number 1, it says say hello to them. So you'd write, because you're talking to some friends, you'd write salut Philippe, salut Marie-Laure. So you're writing what it asks you to write in the blanks. Turning to page 11 in your workbook. This loto, so in the box are the numbers that have been called. So you're going to read the number in the box. Look for it on the card that's underneath it. If it's there, you're going to circle it. And then once you finish that, you're going to answer the couple questions underneath. On page 12, bonjour. You're greeting these people. So remember, there are different ways to greet people. You use bonjour with adults and people you don't know well, and salut with your friends. So depending on whether it's an adult or a friend, you're going to use bonjour or salut. Remember, with the adults, you don't use their last names in greeting them. So you just say hello, Mr. or hello, Mrs. or hello, Miss. Part 3, ça va? How do you think the following people would answer the question ça va? So based on their faces, you decide how to answer it. You should use each answer once. So you should use a different one each time, and all of your answers are going to start with the ça va and then one of those 5 expressions. The très bien, the comme ci, comme ça, the très mal, and the mal. In part 4, communication en français. Again, same kind of thing. They're telling you in italics what they want you to write in the blank. Au revoir, à demain.